Well, hello and welcome to another video. This week I have a Q&A video. I posted some questions on Instagram and also here on my YouTube channel. And thank you all of you who submitted questions. So let's just jump right in. The first ones are going to be the ones from my Instagram. Alright, sorry if it has been asked before, but do you have any plan to go back to Finland? Yes, I do. I don't know when we'll be able to go back, but I really honestly cannot wait. I'm so homesick for Finland, and I just hope that this coronavirus and everything can be over soon so that life can go back to normal. Everyone wishes that, right? But I want to go back to visit, but also someday live. Doesn't the long, cold, and dark winter in Finland bother you? You are from Texas after all. You know, to be honest, what really bothered me the most there in Finland was the autumn weather. It would be just above freezing temperatures, and it was very humid where I lived, and so the humidity in combination with those temperatures was really miserable for me. I couldn't put on enough clothes to get warm in that type of weather. I really just dislike the rainy cold season. The very cold long winters, like, they didn't bother me so much because I don't know, I thought it was kind of exotic to me, all of the snow. You know, being from Texas, I'm not used to snow, and so all of that was just like a whole new experience to me, so I didn't mind it actually at all. What is your favorite thing to do during the day? During the day, if you mean like for my free time, well, my favorite thing to do during the day currently is when I have my meditation times and studying tarot cards, how to read tarot cards, and incorporating that with my meditations and journaling, and that's honestly like my favorite thing to do. Also, if I have the time, I love to go out in the middle of nowhere in nature, be surrounded by nature, and just lay straight on the ground, no phone, and just lay there and be present and just meditate. Like, that is my idea of like the perfect day. If I can have that incorporated in my day, that's my favorite thing to do. What countries have you visited? Would you like to visit in the future? I have visited Finland, actually like the shore of Sweden, and the border of Russia and Mexico. I would love to visit every country in the world. Honestly, I just want to travel the world. But on the top of my list would definitely have to be Norway, Alaska, India, Australia, Africa. I've always wanted to move to Africa since I was a little girl and live with the people in the bush. Just go live with some native tribe there. I would love to do that. That right there, my life is complete if that happens. Anywhere in South America and also New Zealand. So those are on the top of my list. Besides
Russia, Turkey, Greece, Italy, France, Austria, Denmark.
All of those places. What state would you love to live in? Asked my beautiful daughter. Thanks for your question. Within the United States, I would love to live in New Mexico or northern Arizona or in Utah. Those have always been on the top of my list and like where I actually literally want to move to. But lately, I've been thinking maybe even Washington State or Montana, somewhere where we can just go and there would be like absolutely no one around. Complete, total isolation in the middle of nowhere. Who's your favorite daughter? The one and only Ivy Page. She's amazing. That's my girl. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes? I would definitely rather have fingers for toes. Because if you had toes for fingers and you have ugly toes, then you can't hide that well. But if you have fingers for toes, then I feel like you could do more things and no one would ever really have to know because you could just cover it up. So it would just be more versatile than if you had toes for fingers. That would be awkward. What's your take on recycling in the States and has it gotten better over the years? Recycling in America is a joke. It should absolutely be your last resort if you live here because we don't really have too many options for recycling here. As far as like plastics, I have found that recycling aluminum is pretty easy here. But as far as plastics, which is the main problem, there's just no facilities accepting plastics. The problem is America used to send all of their waste, their plastic waste, to China, and China has understandably stopped taking and processing American waste. Understandably. And so we don't have any place to send our plastics to, and we don't have the facilities to process them here. And so it's just really unfortunate because I think 90% of packaging in the US comes in plastic, and it's a really huge problem. I think a lot more people have become more aware of it these days and the need for recycling, and they're even talking about it on the news more. It's good. A lot of awareness is being brought to it, but there's so much work to be done. And what can we do to reduce the amount of plastic waste? So first of all, it's just like be conscious of what you're buying, and everything that I buy, I think about it like when I'm done using the product that's in this package, where is this package going to end up? Is it something I can reuse? Is it biodegradable, or is it going to end up in a landfill? So with that said, I try to my best buy things that are only like biodegradable or compostable or that can be recycled. So that would be for me aluminum or metal packaging. Also, like, is it something that you can make on your own? If you can make almond milk and oat milk or nut milk, those type of things, then you don't have to worry about what you're going to do with the packaging. Yogurts, thank God nowadays they've started to make some yogurts here in glass jars, which is amazing. So just being conscious is the first step to reducing plastic waste, and just absolutely not using single-use plastics. Like if you go out for coffee, like take your own cup, take your own straw, take your own utensils with you if you're going to be on the go. You know, they sell things nowadays like bamboo. You can just keep them in your purse and take them, or your bag and take them with you. When I'm shopping online, I always look to see like what it's packaged in. And if it's not very clear as to what type of packaging it is, then I will contact the seller and I will ask them. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we would want to buy, a lot of products that we would want to buy that we can't because it comes in plastic. And if it's something that we don't absolutely have to have or we can't live without, then we just don't buy it. Because believe it or not, it's you make your vote with what you buy. And so if enough people are like demanding that they have different type of packaging, then we'll start to make some change in that area, because as they want to have something that people will buy. And if people aren't interested in buying their stuff, then they're going to figure out a way to get around that because they want your money. Okay, so Suloski asked on YouTube, is there any memory in Finland you just keep going back to? Definitely the time that we visited Koli. It was like I entered into a magical fairy tale land. Like it was just like I walked into a whole nother world, another planet. It was just amazing. It was during winter time. The trees were covered with so much snow, and there was just no sound of traffic. It was just fascinating to me. I never experienced anything like that. And then driving across the ice lake, I had always seen that on TV, you know, in movies and stuff, but I had never experienced being on a frozen lake. And so we drove across it in a car, and that was frightening and exhilarating at the same time. Those are probably like my favorite memories of Finland. I have so many fond memories of Finland, I could honestly go on forever. Do you have any goals or dreams you would like to achieve on YouTube? Yes, I do actually. If I could make it to 100,000 subscribers, I feel like that I have arrived, if I would get there. I also have this dream that like maybe I could somehow get discovered through my YouTube videos, that for example maybe someone in Finland or Norway or Sweden or someone would see me, I don't know, from a different country and be like, oh hey, you look and sound and have the mannerism of the exact person that we need in this movie. You know, could we fly you here and you can audition, or could we fly you here and would you like to have a role in this movie? I mean, that would be a dream come true for me. So maybe getting discovered through my channel for modeling or acting opportunities would be at the top of my list for dreams to come true. A woman can dream, right? And to be able to make a livable income off of YouTube. Do you have wishes or hopes of some series that you would like to post here on your channel but are not sure if we would like it? Thanks for everything. So yeah, this directly relates to the question before, because this has been my struggle. Alright, when I started my channel, I never intended for it to be a Finland themed channel whatsoever. And I feel like I have so many things inside of me that I would love to express. I would like to have totally different content than what I make now. And I would like for it to be that I could, in a very artistic and creative way, express myself, and that it would be very inspiring and empowering for other people. But I'm at a crossroads right now, because I feel like most of the people that are on my channel now are here for the Finland themed videos, and so I wouldn't want to take this channel into that direction because I just don't feel like that there's an interest for it there. Maybe, I don't know, but I've been also contemplating like just starting a different channel, and hopefully some of you from this channel would follow me to over there, and I could kind of like reinvent myself, and it would just be a very focused themed channel. It would be a niche, because here I feel like one of the struggles I've had with this channel when I first started out is I was kind of all over the place. I was doing Finland themed, but I was doing like vlogs and our lifestyle type videos, and it just kind of was all over the place, and maybe that hindered the growth of this channel a little bit, because I think that you should have a really focused channel, and that's what I would love to do, but I honestly can't see long term me focusing just solely on Finnish content. To be honest, I'm really burnt out with it because I feel like I'm not feeling accomplished with the dreams that I have on the inside of me, the things that I would like to express on the inside of me. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I'm really at a crossroads right now, and I really need to decide, like, do I just pivot on this channel right now and just see how many hang on, but I would definitely change the name even of this channel, or do I just start over and you guys can follow me over there, and then I could just have this for occasional Finland themed videos or music reactions or something like that. So definitely please give me your feedback. What is the worst question anyone could ask from you? I guess that would be something like extremely personal, or maybe like a sexual question, because otherwise I'm pretty open and transparent and upfront. I don't mind answering a lot of questions. I'm not real secretive, but I guess I would cross the line if someone, started asking me some weird sexual questions. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of, because I don't get offended by a lot is what I'm trying to say. Favorite movie, favorite food, favorite sunset. So my favorite movie would be hands down Cabaret with Liza Minnelli. It's always been a long time favorite of mine. Weird Science. Anything with Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder. Favorite food, free food? To be honest, I love food that grows from the ground or from a tree. And if it's colorful and it's all on my plate, and I know that no animals were harmed in the making of this meal, and it tastes good, like if I can nail it, if it's colorful and it tastes good and it was somewhat easy to make, and it's whole foods, plant-based, there's just something about that makes me so very happy. Favorite sunset. I like the sunsets that have all the colors, like the layer of blue and the layer of orange and dark orange, those type of multi-colored sunsets. Top 5 metal artists. Definitely, okay, I have to go with Nightwish. Okay, sorry, y'all got me hooked on them. They are just unbelievably talented, incredible artists. Also would be System of a Down. I freaking love System of a Down. Just the amount of emotion that he sings with, it just resonates so deeply with me. Metal. I was always a big fan of Motorhead. I haven't listened to them in a long time, but I like Motorhead. I liked Led Zeppelin. Is that considered? I mean, that's metal, but it's kind of older. I don't know about a fifth metal band. I'm not huge metal fan, but Winter Sun was actually really good. I got to hear them. These aren't metal bands, these are punk rock, but the Casualties are definitely on the top of my list these days. They're just singing about and putting some powerful messages about some really relevant things that we're going through in our times, and so I definitely recommend listening to the Casualties if you've never heard of them. And Jane's Addiction has always been a long time favorite of mine. I don't know that that's metal either. Since your channel name has Vagabond in it, I assume your little house and family would like to see some more parts of the world. Where to next and when? Happy Thanksgiving. If it's here in the States, then the next on the list would be New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, all over there in the West. If we had a really reliable vehicle, I would want to travel even all the way up into Alaska. That would be fun. I'm talking about with the camper. So where to next and when? Who knows? With the way that things are, everything is just so uncertain right now with COVID, and we just don't even know if Corey's going to be doing his business, with the summer camps next summer. We just don't even know where we're going to be next year with everything that's going on. So as soon as possible is going to be my answer to that. How are you and Corey doing, and how have you handled this year with so much going on? A lot of self-care, a lot of just talking, processing things with one another, just talking over about how we feel about everything. But I would say the number one things were to turn off the news and stop listening to videos talking about it. I had to just tune it all out because it was really giving me a lot of anxiety. So cut off those things, and then we've spent more time individually outside in nature, meditating, walking, and then we have together spent more time just talking about how we feel and processing things through like that way. And oh yes, and most importantly, telling myself that I don't have to be productive, like reminding myself that I don't have to be productive through this, and just to give myself a lot of compassion and grace. That has been tremendous. How do you like living in the new camper compared to the old one? We love living in the new camper. It is so extremely cozy, and there's just something so cool and magical about living in a space that you've created all on your own, you know, because we built a lot of those things inside the camper, and it just feels like ours, you know. It has our own unique touch on it, so it feels really great. We love it a lot better than the other camper. The other one was way big. It was more like an apartment size camper, and we dreaded to even think about trying to move that thing anywhere. That was like the biggest source of anxiety for us. So we definitely love this new one a lot better. Have you ever tried to make ruisleipä? Did you succeed? No, I never tried to make it, but I should look into it because I love it so much and miss it so much. Do you have a favorite online store to buy finished goods, candies, and moomin stuff? No, I heard about Touch of Finland, touchoffinland.com, and I've actually been on there and filled up my cart but never actually bought anything, so I definitely should go check that out. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I recall that you have a daughter. I might be mistaken, but how is she? She is doing great. I have a daughter, she's 22, and I have a son who's 18. My daughter's doing amazing. She's going to college and she'll be done in about a year and a half, and I know she'll be really glad for that. But she's doing really good. Thank you for asking. And my son is doing really good too. He's about to move out and get an apartment with his friends, and so he's going to gain a little of independence, and I'm happy for him. I'm so happy for him. Have you eaten curd, dairy products in Finland? No, I didn't eat any curd products while I was there. I heard of them, but I didn't try them. What are your plans for Christmas Day? What is your favorite thing or game or meal or things to do on Christmas? I don't really enjoy Christmas too much, just being honest. It's just an extremely stressful time of year, especially living in the States. Everything is so commercialized, so there's this pressure that you need to buy gifts, you know, and if you buy one person a gift, then to be fair, you got to buy the next person a gift, and that's just kind of how it is, especially my family, because they're very generous, and so they you get a lot of gifts, and so there's like this pressure to give them too, and I really want to, but financially, like, it's just not, you know, where we are. And so it's honestly like a very stressful holiday for me, and also because my family's really big, and when they all get together, it just seems like really overwhelming for me. I just learned recently that I'm an empath, and you know, I pick up on a lot of energy and others' energy, and so it's always been a little bit overwhelming for me to be there. But the best thing that I do like about it is seeing my mom and my aunts and uncles and my kids. Greetings from England. Well, greetings from Texas. What is the proper amount of Christmas lighting one can apply to a house? Well, you know, here in America, we like to overconsume and overdo everything, so I guess here there would be no limit. Some people put on incredible light displays and light shows in their yards. They've even made the news. They'll have them on their house, on the windows, on the lawns, and they'll have it's synchronized to a radio station that you can tune into in your car, and then the lights will, you know, be synchronized to the radio, the music that's coming through the radio station. But for me, I would say just a couple of strings of lights, very minimal, just, you know, keep it very, very simple. What are health sciences, and what would you have done with your bachelor's degree? He's talking about I was going to get a Bachelor of Health Sciences. Health Sciences, well, that would be like anything in the medical field. So it would have been a Bachelor of Nursing. So when I was going to get my bachelor's degree in Finland in nursing, Bachelor in Health Sciences, I was planning on taking that and then becoming a midwife. I wanted to be a midwife so that I could move to Africa and I would be able to provide women there with very safe and good quality prenatal care and, you know, help them to have a safe place to birth their children. So that was like the dream behind that, and that's what I was going to do with that. I also had thought at the time too to work with hospice patients. I've had the opportunity to be with a few people that were on hospice that were at the end about to, you know, pass away. And there was just something so beautiful for me to be able to experience being there with them, to be the last person that they were with, that they could know that they are not alone, you know, and that's what I wanted. Another thing I wanted to do with my bachelor, if I got a Bachelor of Health Sciences. Okay, you and Ivy find yourselves among some oil barons and cattle ranchers. You know your usual posse. There's a business deal to be made, but you must beat the competition. The two of you have to act quickly and outwit the others. Masking your true intentions and keeping your next move a secret is pivotal. Drawing from your shared experiences together, what is the surest way of keeping the others in the dark? That's a very intelligent question. I feel like I had to think about that for like a week to come up with the answer. I didn't have that much time. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know if you really intended for me to answer that right now, but I'll have to get back to you on that. What was your mission in Finland? Was it a religious one? Yes, at the time I was with a Christian church. I was sent there by a Christian church. Our mission was basically just to provide support to already existing churches that were there and to bring something fresh. We also had our own bi-weekly prayer and worship meetings. So yeah, so that was that. And it was just there to give people an experience. They could come and have something a little bit outside the normal, like, traditional way of church that they had it in Finland at the time. And so yeah, but I don't do that anymore. I'm no longer Christian, so, but yes. And someone said, "Hi, how are you doing?" I'm doing quite well, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're also doing well. I'm a little tired, TBH. A lot tired. Do you like hernekeitto? Yes, that is for my non-Finnish speaking friends. That is pea soup. Yes, I liked it. It was really good. That's very common in Finland. What was the first word your man said to you? Well, obviously, like, we got introduced and he said hi, like someone introduced us, and it was just like in passing. He didn't come to talk to me at that moment, but we did, you know, say hi. But the actual first time that he came to like talk to me, I was working inside. I was an administrative assistant, working inside, and he was working maintenance on the outside, like mowing the grass of this place we're working, and he came to ask me for water, even though they had water out there in their workshop. But he came in to ask me for water because he wanted to see me. So that's the first thing that he said to me, which I'm glad he did. Do you think the world is a bit smaller place since you've been to quite opposite poles of it? Yes, it definitely makes it like feel a little bit smaller. Definitely. It seems so far away right now, but then really in all actuality it's about an 18-hour airplane ride, and that's really not even that bad. Alright, and Jason has the last question. How are you and Corey holding up during the pandemic, and how have you had to adjust your everyday lives, if any, during all of this? For me personally, like, my life didn't change very much because I live a very isolated life anyway. Like, I only go to the store and go out into public if it's absolutely essential. Like for groceries or something like that, or to the post office. So for me, it really hasn't disrupted my daily life at all. For Corey, only last semester when the school closed down, you know, their schools closed down, and so he had to be off from work, and he got let go from the second job that he had. But since he's gone back to school and he's teaching at the same school that he was last year, it's basically the same. I think that we're holding up well. I mean, we've had days where it's just kind of like extremely frustrating, especially being here in the United States because of how political everything has become, unfortunately. And it just sometimes makes you just want to go like bury your head in the sand It's just like, I don't know, I would love to run away and move to Finland, but you know, Americans aren't allowed in Finland at the moment, so that sucks. But we're holding up. I guess the biggest thing for me has just been like frustration and anxiety that's come from it. But on the other hand, like I think it's been great because I think it's really forced us to slow down, and like we're being forced to take a break. The whole world is. And I think that it's a really good opportunity for people, and we don't get these opportunities very often, so a lot of good is going to come from this, and that is something that's very encouraging to me. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's probably going to be extremely long, so I won't keep a long outro. Let me know in the comments what I said about the theme and stuff changing of my channel and how you feel about that, because I definitely feel like I'm coming to an end of the road for what I've been doing lately, and I need a change. I need a change, but I'm just scared to take it. So let me know. I love you all. Take care wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Lumilapio! Moi moi!